As Congress heads into its final weeks of the year, Nebraska Representative Mike Flood says he wants to talk about his main focus.
And that focus is moving forward a housing bill. The bill would remove what Flood calls, quote, well-intended barriers. And these include environmental reviews, deciding which worker can work a certain job, and other regulations that Flood says raises housing prices.
For the first time since 2015, I feel really confident that we will be tackling America's affordable housing crisis. We have 5 million too few dwellings. That's our shortage, 5 million. And by addressing this, I think Congress, together with the president, we could take a serious step forward and unlock opportunity to get more affordable homes built.
Flood notes the average age for the first-time home buyer in America is 40. He also cited a 77% increase in the cost of a home from 2010 to 2022.